Welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this Celebrating Your Day card using the Ornate Garden Designer Series paper and the Gorgeous Posies cling stamp set. We're using the Celebrating Your Day, we're using the flower, we're using the flower center, and we're using the leaves. Now, this card, you can see that the leaves here are bigger than what's shown here. So what I've done is I've created a mask for the flower. And to create the mask, all you do is you stamp your image here on a thin piece of paper, just loose leaf paper, scrap paper, whatever, and then you cut it out. So when you go to stamp your image, you stamp your flower, and then you can place the mask over top and stamp your leaves down, and then when you take it away, the flower's still at the front. You haven't stamped leaves over your flowers. So we'll be doing that in this card today. To make this card, I needed a Whisper White card base, a piece of Ornate Garden DSP, cut 5 1/4 by 4, a piece of Whisper White to fit the second from the largest of the Stitched So Sweetly scalloped rectangle, and then a piece of Bumble Bee big enough for the largest die. We used Old Olive ink, and we used the Bumblebee ink. So we'll get started. We can attach the Designer Series paper down to the card base. And I used the Bumblebee on this because the center of the flowers is Bumblebee, and it's not, the Bumblebee wouldn't get lost inside all the pink and green that's in this card. So I wanted the greeting to kind of pop out. So there, we've got that done. So now I am going to stamp the greeting, and I'm going to stamp the flower, knowing that part of the flower and leaf is going to be cut off when I do my scalloped edge. So I am going to ink up the flower to start with, stamp off, make sure it's inked well, and it is. So we'll just ink that back up like that, and I'm going to place this kind of towards the top, just to the edge like that. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp the greeting. Make sure that's inked up well enough, and it is. So I'm going to stamp that kind of up here, and that's perfect. Now I'm going to put the center of the flower in, and you just drop it down, and I used Old Olive for that. Now I'm going to do the leaves, and this is where the masking comes in. You line up your mask, or what you've stamped and cut out of a spare piece of paper, and you just lay it right over top of your stamped image, just like that. And then you ink up your stamp, and then you can just lay it down, lift it up, and now you've still got your image under there. I'm going to put another leaf there and one at the top, just so you can see how it all works. You just lay that over there, you ink up your stamp, and then you just pop it over top. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the top, just like that. Okay, so that's finished. And now I'm going to lift up the mask. And there we have a flower with the leaves behind it. So we need to cut this out using the rectangle. And you can see when you do this, you just line it up so that you've got all of the greeting in there. And you are going to lose some of the flower, but you stamp it knowing you're going to lose some of the flower. So I lay that down like that at an angle again, so that I don't have a straight edge going into the rollers inside. Just sandwich that up and run it through the stamp and cut and emboss. And when you put the dies through at an angle like that, you don't get that big clunk that sounds like you're broken your machine, but you actually haven't. So we're just going to throw our pieces away like that. Then we're going to use our Stampin' Seal. We're going to run this across the back of the piece of Whisper White, and we're going to center it on the larger Stitched So Sweetly scallop die, and I need to wiggle it this way just a little bit so it's centered. Drop it down, and then I need some dimensionals because I am going to dimensionalize this onto the card front. So just pop 4 on like that. You can put a 5th one in the middle if you like. To me, it doesn't make a difference, so I don't worry about it. And we're just going to do that, peel that one off, and then we are going to add it to our card front, centering it up nicely, making sure it's even, and there you go. So there is your finished card. It's fairly quick and simple. You could do another flower down here if you wanted to. I like, because the background is so busy, I like having a bit of white space here, just it's restful for the eye. But you could put another flower just in the corner there if you wanted to. So thank you very much for watching. If there are any products used in this video that you would like to purchase, please use the links below, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much.